Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends of Arcadia Genesis. How are you guys doing today?
Good. I'm tired, but
Same.
feeling good.
I had a session of my own that went very late last night. We got a lot done, but it went to like 2 a.m. It was overkill.
Yes, young childless men, tell me of your fatigue.
I mean, what do you have going on, right?
Not much.
Right on. Does anyone have any idea what we did last session?
I mostly remember water, blood boiling.
Would you like me to do a recap, Neal?
I would love anyone to do
notes.
one.
No, Sean, go ahead. If Sean took notes, then he can do it.
A Sean recap is a rare one.
Gotta seize the opportunity.
When you can get them,
oh God, which notes are ours? I have 3 different notes. Okay, this one sounds right. There's a mithril spear in here. So we talked about the mithril spear that oh God, I'm gonna forget everybody's in-game names. Easewall. Easewall found the in-game or the mithril spear from the head ogre that we sent blowing away on the wind. It has a bone haft and is the spear of Verasi, capable of slaying anybody instantly on contact, assuming they fail to make a saving throw versus death. We continued to travel along. The party was looking for the port city of Porthia. Is that the name of it?
Portheus.
We went searching for the port city of Portheus based on some dubious information that we received from our cleric of chaos about our ability to go south around the mountains and then work our way up north. And as we traveled, we came across a river where there was a big talking crocodile that we named Sobek. We told Sobek that he was the god of like he was a devourer of souls. And might have gone to his head a little bit, but we also convinced him that Izawal was the god of death. And noting that, Sobek allowed us passage by letting us step across the river on crocodile back.
Mm-hmm.
We continued traveling. We found the coast, but there was no sign of Portheus. We were on the southern coast with mountains off to our right, which would be east, and then more coast off to our left. Oh, right. We continued to travel and had an encounter where there was just a small little tail sticking out of the trees, and in proper cleric of chaos fashion, Abaddon said, "Stab it, stab it." Easewall ran forward and attempted and miserably failed to stab a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which then engaged in combat with us. Nearly killed Easewall, but was thankfully slain when the bard took the spear of Verasi that was lying on the ground and used Separate to send it flying away from Easewall and stab the T-Rex and slay it instantly.
Yep, there was only one MVP last session.
Yeah.
Really.
We
had some more.
No, sorry. I was asking if that was it, but then you continued.
Oh no. That was only like the first hour. We continued to travel. Nix and Easewall discussed some of Easewall's nature and had a discussion regarding the Spear of Death. We eventually came to the conclusion that this was probably not working. We're not going to find Portheus doing this. So our cleric cast the idea spell, trying to get some guidance from Martha, who came back with the suggestion that we should have never listened to a cleric of chaos. And we said, "Fuck you, Abaddon," and we went back home.
You forgot the part where Abaddon ate the T-Rex's heart.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And he is now a were-rex instead of a werewolf.
He only ate a little bit of its heart, right? It was too big of a heart.
He ate it for 3 days, though.
Let's not pretend that that's the reason I've been turned into a T-Rex. It's just Bellum fucking around. It's nothing to do with the T-Rex heart.
We made it back home.
With the T-Rex there. Okay.
we traveled back home, crossing the river again with Sobek, maybe a little bit more full of himself now that he considers himself to be the devourer of souls. But he let us pass either way. And we made it back to our home outside of Acropolis. Abaddon went back into town and found Bellum, who was ready to smite him merrily, considering he was a horrendous werewolf, an awful creature of chaos. But Abaddon managed to convince him that he was a good and strong warrior, and Bellum instead blessed him by burning away the wicked impurity of werewolfness and replacing it with the holy might of being a miniature Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, the holy might.
You can hear the joy in his voice for now having such great powers. Listen to that rich warmth and gratitude.
With some dubiously canon discussion with Bellum, where Bellum eventually got pushed off stage for us to end the session. That was the end of the session.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's pick back up
1d500 for XP.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Or 1d500 minus 1d1000 minus 500.
No, that's just that's only for Nick.
Nice roll.
You nailed it.
Sean.
Nice, Sean. Look at
He
you.
only did the recap because he knew he was going to roll well on the XP.
I actually only did it because I was like, oh, I never take notes. I took notes.
I believe Nyx needs to roll HP.
Oh, that is correct.
Leveled up. And maybe pick some new spells or something.
Yes. 1d6, let's go. Woo!
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 7 more HP. What is your max HP right now?
29, baby.
The
Oh my
tank
God.
witch is very exciting.
What level are you?
We're both fine.
I think we're 5 now.
She
My
has
level 8 fighter wizard has 30 HP.
I have 24. So Nyx is absolutely winning this HP battle.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the I like the coincidence of Nyx, the character. The one with the high HP.
Yeah.
Totally unintentional, but way to rub his face in it.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, you guys should.
What do you mean
roll
Nyx
16
isn't good at rolling HP?
What is your new max now? 22?
29.
29, Neal. 29.
I mean, it's a few points of hit points.
That's a lot.
Look, we both have +2 HP from our con. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Nyx, remember that you also get an extra first level spell on top of your new stuff.
Huzzah.
Zah.
All right. Anyone else need any other changes to your stats, HPs? No one else levels?
Are you good for the things that I sent you yesterday? Do those both sound good?
So.
The new spell and the other thing.
Another thing? Yes. We
Okay.
talked about these. They're both great. Love them.
All right. Perfect.
Sean, do you need to roll for any spells, or do you just...
No, I have 100% for all of them.
Oh, well, how nice. Okay, well, I guess I can roll for mine.
What are you learning?
I can find my goddamn... I'm trying to find my here. Where is it? Okay. So I get 70% for having 16 int, and then I get plus 15 if it's an illusion spell. That sounds about right? So 85.
Yeah. Sounds
Okay.
great.
Okay, we're going for... Where's my notes? Spectral Force, first one. Which is a pass.
Congrats.
Invisibility 10 feet radius
Oh.
is a pass. And Flaming Arrow is a pass.
You're so good at learning spells, Nyx.
Actually, I'm pretty bad at it, but I think I made it just to average, back to average now.
I'm talking to the other Nyx right now.
Nyx too, you mean? Okay, I got it.
All right. So our party is back in Acropolis. Verossi is said to come into the world in 3 days. Martha is gone. Womator will be on his way out starting tomorrow. Joy soon to leave the world.
When's Malchus back?
3 months.
December.
Oh,
End of
shit.
December.
Okay.
Yeah, super far away. So what do you guys want to do? You got 3 days before Verossi's here. Do you think you can make it to the cave and back in time, or do you just like chill in the valley until Verossi arrives?
I think
Sorry.
the plan was to wait in the valley because we were Or wait,
Cave?
what do we want to go to the cave for?
Neal just
cave are
made
we
that
talking
up.
about?
Nobody wanted to go to the cave.
Yeah.
It's
You guys
fine.
were
Okay.
trying to. That was the whole point of going through the
The
forest,
Martha,
right?
You mean the Martha landmark, Neal? We don't.
No,
know
we
that.
were looking for the town, right?
I mean, is there a
Portheous
cave at the end of the map, Neil?
I think
Or
the
were we
objective was there was a town called Portheous, and the area on the
Yes.
map that you were looking for was near Portheous. But I don't think Portheous was ever the
Yes.
objective, right? Is always that
Yes, but
marking
we
on the map.
didn't know what it was, so I
Right.
guess thanks for letting us know it was a cave.
I mean, what was it going to be? Not a cave? Sorry.
Buried
Looking
treasure.
for it.
Yeah, it could have just been like just a random spot on a random hill.
Now we know
Cool
it's a
tree.
cave. That really narrows it down.
Have to change all my plans.
We would have walked right past it if we'd seen a cave. We would have been
Yeah.
like, "Oh, nah, not."
Yeah,
going
no,
this
that's
one.
some
Oh, God.
troll stuff. We're looking for a tree.
Yeah, I don't think we have the time to do the Martha thing before Verasi
Yeah.
comes back. Right.
I think Izuel is waiting here at the entrance to the valley for Verasi to come back.
Okay.
And
So
hopefully the party stays. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I can do this alone. Die alone. Get one shot by a god alone.
Cool. So,
well,
yeah.
I guess are we going from Acropolis back to our base, to our home base? Is that
You're
the
at the
idea?
home base.
We're already
Yeah,
at
we
the base,
never
so-
made it to Acropolis.
What was the
unfortunately.
reason that I was going to Acropolis?
I sent you there to find priest
Sayora.
or the god of crafting.
Priest of Sale.
Sayor, yes, that's his name. I wanted to call him Satyr, and that was not it.
Did I go back to the house after the
Yeah.
interaction with Bellum? I did. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, you were gonna jump a sheep with your T-Rex form.
Oh yeah. And then you walked. Yeah. I remember.
Oh, right. Yeah, terrorizing the poor John and his family.
Yeah. Luckily, the party's allegiances lie with John and not with Abaddon, so they've.
Let's see. I guess in this time, Izuel will refresh their Iron Vigil and obtain some white cloth and a sticky substance because 2E material components totally make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're weird though. That's
Yeah.
the best part.
Yeah.
Cloth and a sticky substance, right? You gotta do
Yeah.
something to keep yourself alert and awake.
Alas, I am an angel. There's there will be.
You're telling me
there will be
that
none
his
of
wall is
for
just
me.
a Ken doll?
I like to think. No, we're not going down this road.
Sorry.
Not worth it. Yeah.
Not worth getting Neal's stream banned from Twitch.
Please don't.
So wait, okay. So let's think here. We're expecting an attack from the ogres, right? We did it once before. We should try and maybe make some better defenses, or
I think we
Do
have
something.
like palisade walls at the
Yeah,
front,
we've
don't we?
built up walls.
yeah, but are we not still suffering from the fact that they could just come down the other side of the river?
I think there's walls across the whole entrance to the
Yes,
valley.
like the first time that we fought, there was only walls on one side, but we've kind of expanded our walls ever since. Like
And maybe
the
a
first time we
watchtower?
fought the ogres was a year ago when everything was still new.
Neal, can you
Yeah.
describe what your incompetent NPCs built at the entrance to this valley?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, if they're going to be incompetent NPCs, it's a palisade wall sized for humans when you're fighting ogres. But if they're competent NPCs, then it's a nice large palisade wall that'll keep out ogres. Your choice.
I like the
think it-
competent NPCs.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
What
is
if we
it
make
at
a
the-
human-sized wall, but there's NPCs armed with mugs on the other side that can throw them
I was
over
waiting
the,
for
the
it.
low wall?
I knew it was coming. I can taste it in the air.
Wait, so is the wall on either side of the river right at the top of the valley, well far away from the house? Is that?
Yeah,
The house is
Okay.
kind of close to the wall, but not like super close. Maybe like a half mile or something.
Yeah.
maybe
okay.
like at the top of the hill, so we can look at the front from out our window.
And can the wall be manned, or is it just a wall?
There is a
Maybe this is-
walkway on the top side of it, so you can walk in. It'll come up to about your chest height.
And a bridge immediately behind the wall.
Yes.
Or is the bridge built into
no,
the wall?
it's the bridge is a quarter mile past the wall.
Okay.
So that way,
Quarter mile's
the
not
wall,
that far. Quarter mile's like 1,000 feet.
Yeah,
12 feet.
it's close enough that it's easy to reinforce from one side to the other without being so close that if there's a breach on the wall that the bridge is immediately taken.
And does the wall span the water, or is there just two sections of wall?
No,
on
it
each
goes
side of
like
the-
into the water, but not crossing the water.
So you can't, if you're on one side of the wall, you can't get to the other side.
Right, you have to go across the bridge.
Okay.
Are there watchtowers or anything?
It's about a 5-mile thing. Yeah, so I think there's a watchtower on either side of the river, and then another one halfway out, and then another one all the way out at the mountains. So there'll be 3 watchtowers on each side, or one watchtower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, spread out. It's like every mile or so, essentially.
All I remember is that there was definitely a watchtower in the mountains because we talked about how to build the palisade wall going up the steeper slope.
Yep.
So we're just kind of waiting then, right?
Yeah, we can wait. You guys can actually have some downtime. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do with your downtime? Any further ways of torturing John and his flock? Your flock?
No, but I do want to draw up, use my new watercolor kit to draw up like a new. I mentioned I wanted to get a tattoo, right? I want to draw some concept art for that tattoo really fast.
Yeah. Let's get you a blank sheet on which to draw your.
Oh, am I gonna? you want to see Sean's watercolor?
Yeah.
All right, 1 second.
No pressure though.
It's not going to be complicated. I imagine like a good roll from Kale is just going to add some nice flourishes to it. So his artistic ability is willpower, so 13. Okay. So essentially, I just want to put something on the palm of his hand. Let me go like right in the center here. Like a nice. Oh, that's not thick enough.
That's what she
There we
said.
go.
Okay.
I'll
Is
make
that,
like a nice.
While he's drawing that, is there anything anyone else had in mind or wanted to do? Say, you don't have to, but
I have something I want to do, but I want to wait for Kale until he's finished with his stuff.
It's just a nice, simple spiral. I think in the watercolor case, like most of these spirals are probably connected, and it uses like different shading to disconnect them. It looks like a whirlpool in water is the goal of what Kale's trying to draw. I guess a fail, it just looks like the spiral.
A spiral like that is also coincidentally, or maybe not coincidentally, the symbol of Ponos, god of suffering. Is that by intent, or is that a happy coincidence?
That was not by intent, but we can call it a happy coincidence.
What is Malthus's symbol? Isn't there also
Similar, yeah.
a similar spiral of chaos?
Yeah, but that's a multi-armed whirlpool instead of a single spiral.
It's not especially well drawn, but thankfully it doesn't really need to be. So
Fortunately, you're not the tattoo artist, are you? Or are you tattooing yourself?
it's really just concept art.
So,
Okay. So we can.
did you want to go first, Greg? Was it something you wanted to do?
All right, you go.
Okay. So I guess once we return and it's quieted down, I don't know if it's the next day or the same day when we return. Where do you do your watercoloring?
In my room.
Okay. I guess there's a quiet knock on your door.
I'll come and open it. You see Kale visibly frustrated. This man will never succeed on a watercoloring check in his life.
Very passionate about a hobby he's not very good at. I understand that. I feel that. So there's Nick standing in the doorway with Pan sitting on her shoulder, and she looks at you and she says, "It's now a bad time."
No. What is it, Nix?
Well, I must admit I was a little bit frustrated when we didn't find the landmark on the map. I really wanted to have Martha's blessing for the upcoming battle, but I guess that's not happening, and I just wanted to apologize. When I said that you shouldn't be getting a tattoo and everything, and she vaguely gestures with her hand that has her eye on it, and I said, I understand that these tattoos are kind of a big deal, so it is not my place to tell you what to do,
I appreciate that, and the tattoo is mostly there as a mental reference for me. It's a nice little focal point.
What do you mean by a mental reference?
It'd be easier to explain by demonstration, but I think you might appreciate what I've come up with. It applies some new knowledge that I learned recently.
Do you want to show me what it looks like?
Yeah, and I'll show Nyx the drawing, which is probably like a bad imitation of the cards that she has.
Right. Okay, but I might recognize it, right? So
Yeah, you probably
I'll take-
recognize the style, even if it is pretty crumbly transferred over.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll look at it and I like burn my brows a little bit. I said, "Oh, that reminds me of something." What are you going to use it for exactly?
Well, my magic is mostly shaped by understanding on my end. It's a thought process, but its knowledge is more than just something you've gained. It's also a state of being, and I thought that maybe if I use something as a focal point, it could help me create new magics, things that I wouldn't have been able to make without some sort of visual aid.
And what is it you want to make? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
I think he's like looking for the words to describe it. It's like the one that I have that makes people thirsty, except worse in every way.
If you can't describe it, what kind of feeling are you trying to convey with that?
I'm going to partially shift people into the elemental plane of water and make them think they're drowning.
Oh. Yes, Nyx pauses for a moment as she looks at the little spiral. That is, terrifying. Do you enthusiastically nod?
Yeah, he's like a little bit of like he's very proud of himself for this one.
Do you know much about drowning?
Personally, no. I've always been a very good swimmer.
Do you want me to tell you a thing or two about it?
Oh, of course. I think doesn't skip too much of a beat. Just kind of grabs a chair and sits down.
Well, drowning is a very interesting thing to be afraid of, I think. Many fears usually include running away from something, you know, like when you see a giant spider, for example, right? Something you're really afraid of, you're trying to run from it. And when you drown, that's not a thing you can do. You can't escape from drowning. And you know, the second you start drowning, then you know that there's no escape, right? You can try to fight it, but there's just no movement, and you know, unless it is down. And there's no adrenaline really kicking in. It's more like a slow surrender to absolute, you know, loss of power. And the realization that whenever this started, you were not strong enough for any of this.
That there are forces far bigger than us in the world, and that we stand insignificant to them.
And that you'll be swallowed whole by them, no matter how much you struggle against them.
Personally, I think that sounds sublime.
Nyx looks at you and she has a slightly sad expression on her face, and she says, yeah, I guess in a way it's a very noble fear to have. A struggle against something that you can't possibly overcome, but you're still struggling. More honorable than just running away from stuff, I guess.
I think Kale just nods here. Kind of contemplating a little bit, but doesn't seem to have an immediate response for that.
So where does it go?
Oh, the drawing?
Yeah.
Onto, I guess just my hands. I figure that's easy for me to look at. I thought about my arm, but he rolls up his sleeve and you see some scales. It'd be a little hard to get him on there.
Right. Sometimes I forget that you have these. Back or front? Because she shows you her hand.
Palm should be
with, like,
good.
the eye on it. I see. I mean, I know we're in the middle of pretty much nowhere. I don't know how many good artists you can find, but, you know, I could project an illusion of your design onto your hand, and we could... I mean, I guess we two are the smartest people around here, you know, if you wanted to give it a shot. It might not turn out beautiful, but I'm sure it's going to be magical, at least. If you want to
Really just needs to be
in.
recognizable.
Because I think
sure.
it would be... I think it would be the perfect symbiosis between fire and water, don't you think?
Sure. Tell you what, I don't know if the watercolors will work. Let me go look around for a little bit. I'm sure I can find some tattoo materials. And I'm gonna go look for some plants that we can turn into ink for that tattoo, Neal.
I think Manfred also brought back the colorful sands that he got from Clara's Shop of Wonders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might be able to make some color out of it. And I mean, I'm an alchemist and a mineralogist. You know?
Yes, and I have an herbalism specialty, so I think between the two of us, we can probably find everything we need to create like a non-toxic, like tattoo ink, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, easy peasy.
All right. And then I guess it's just, we can get a needle and then start needling that into my hand.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I think I will project that image onto your palm with a spectral force spell, which means that because it can influence temperature, I'm also at the same time going to cool it down to numb the place where we're going to be doing the needling, so it like acts as a cooling pad and a pattern at the same time.
Nice. All right. And then I guess it'd probably be best if you do it primarily, because otherwise I'd be like needling myself, going like, ow, ow, ow.
Yeah, she can. I guess Nyx can do it. It's a little weird. I think it's a weirdly intimate moment for the two wizards together, because Nyx is usually not that close to people. And I guess the needling does take some time, right? So they're sitting together on the table, doing their little tattooing session together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want me to roll?
At some point, I think Kale will
or do
interrupt
we
and say,
Yeah.
Nyx, what are you looking to get out of all of this?
I mean, I thought I was just helping you with a tattoo. I don't know what you mean.
In the grander scheme of things, I mean, you're here to defend the valley, but what do you want? Why are you here?
Nobody ever asked me that before.
I don't think I've asked any of them. I don't know. We all have our own reasons to be here. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, as well.
I would like to protect the things that I envy and that I'll never be able to have. Because I think there is beauty in a great many of things, and even if you can't have them, they're worth protecting. I'd like that.
I think that's a very noble cause. But do you think a noble cause is enough to keep you going through your life?
Do you have a better idea?
Oh, no. Just that most people don't align themselves to causes and ideals for most of their lives, do they? You could defend this valley and defend a thing that you think is worth protecting, but, well, ideally, you'll be long-lived. You'll have plenty more things to do. What do you want?
You know, Kale, if you're really bound to something, if you're like every night, right? I'm bound to my nightmares because I draw my power from them. And I'm not sure there's ever a way to close that gateway. And as long as I'm bound in that way, I can never really do whatever I want because I get dragged back into the realm of nightmares every single time. I mean, since you asked me what I really would like to do, if I had the choice, I'd really like to punch Reluna in the face for walking against that table when she created me, because she has it coming. So if I ever get to do that, that's going to be my next goal.
It's one of the gods, right?
Yes, the goddess of passion.
She's not in the world right now, otherwise she would show up and slap you in the face. But
Oh yeah, she can
I
try.
was gonna offer to go punch her in the face.
the next few days will pass as the comet of Varasi gets closer and closer until one day it streams through the sky and comes crashing down right near your village.
Izuel has been sitting and watch and waiting for this moment. I think in prayer to Martha, asking for her protection and aid in the coming conflict. Do we have access to holy water? Is that a thing that just like flows from?
I mean, the gods created the water, so would all water be holy?
Where have you been getting your holy water? Did you steal some from a temple somewhere?
I think I did at one point, but I'm pretty sure you can just cast bless on normal water, right?
No,
Create
it
water,
needs three
bless, and
priests. Three priests casting spells at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure you could get some in town, in Acropolis.
Right. That's fine. I won't bother. Maybe Abaddon will bless me. Maybe not.
I'm not sure how much I've got left, to be honest.
Here, the local bar is full of holy water. Do the trick.
I guess holy water of Jexel would just be whatever booze is lying around. So
I'm
it
sure
depends on your bed.
If you were to ask Kale, he could make you more holy water. Right?
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
From a little bit. Like, that should be a thing. Right, Sean?
It won't do
that's-
magical potions, so I don't think holy water will work because that's a
Okay.
semi-magical liquid.
Oh, right.
It just does
Is it?
mundane.
Let me double check the spell really fast and see.
The
what it
whiskey in the bar
specifies.
is a magical liquid. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Well, while we look this up, why don't we take our first break as Varasi's comet streaks through the sky, coming to a burning crash
Where does
nearby
it land?
your village.
Is it in the woods?
No, in the plain,
Behind.
between the village and I guess the next village behind you. So behind the wall, and then behind your village, so maybe like a
Interesting.
half mile from you.
That was not where I was expecting her to land, but
That's,
Yeah.
concerning.
We will figure out what this is all about on the other side of our break. See you guys then.